Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of F1 2014 career mode here on the channel, fresh off of actually performing in the Bahrain Grand Prix, which has stepped us up to 8th in the standings, tied with Jenson Button at 16 points. Raikkonen at the top of the board right now alongside his teammate Fernando Alonso there, first and second with Ricciardo, Hamilton, Vettel all trailing behind. Going into China, I'm not sure what to expect here, but hoping that we can continue to improve at the game. Alright, we're ready to roll here for qualifying in the Malaysian Grand Prix. Let's see what we can put together. Been a while since I've actually raced at this circuit, just in general, of course, with it no longer being on the Formula 1 calendar. So usually we're not good in qualifying, but I'm expecting to be a little bit off here, especially in Malaysia, like more so than usual, just because of the fact that it's been so long since I made a lap around this circuit here. Obviously F1 2013 would have been the last time, so it's been a little bit, but definitely I can already feel the struggles that I'm going to have here in qualifying. At least I think we'll be alright in the race pace, however, as we continue to find some improvements here in F1 2014. But yeah, for qualifying, not going to be easy. I'm expecting a pretty poor qualifying effort here. I just realized as I'm going down the straightaway, I was calling this Malaysia. That was on my mind. But no, we are very much not in Malaysia. We are in China here, in Shanghai, so completely disregard everything I was saying. But nonetheless, it's not going to be a pretty qualifying effort, that's for sure, as we come through these final couple of corners and to the line. Yeah, it is so far off. It's going to be about P16 here in the Chinese Grand Prix, so not what I want to see. 2.8 seconds off. We will definitely have more pace in the race. Look at Hamilton, half a second ahead of Alonso, as he is looking very good as we get ready to go racing. Alright, we're ready to roll here from China in Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. Grosjean just in front of us. We're ready to roll. The first thing I'm going to do once we go lights out is turn that brake to the rear, and let's get this Grand Prix underway here. Now, of course, these first couple of corners, a huge opportunity to gain some track position. However, Grosjean's going to cover us off quite well, to where I'm really just going to have no opportunity. I'm going to try and slip through the middle here, right behind Jean-Eric Vergne, nearly into the side of the McLaren right there. Oh, it's close quarters. I think we're 4 wide. We are definitely 4 wide for a very brief moment there. That was way sketchier than I would have imagined it being and would have liked it to be. Close quarters there, up the inside, thank you very much. Maybe get up the inside of Kvyat as well. Para is just in front of us in the Force India. We slipped through into the top 10, into the points, and the biggest thing I learned, recently with F1 2014 is kind of just how to manage the throttle. That's really the important thing with this game specifically, is that throttle pedal. You got to just be, I don't know how to necessarily even to describe it. I think it's just the management of it and knowing what kind of pressure to put on it is really key in this game to actually, be quote-unquote successful at F1 2014. However, this is a type of circuit right here where I think that my struggles with F1 2014 are going to come back out, and I do think we might have a bit of a rough day in store. I hope I'm completely wrong. We're going to find out probably by the end of lap 3 or 4. We'll kind of have a good idea of how things are looking for us. We're going to have a little bit more straight line speed, of course, the Mercedes powered engine, but the setup as well, I've gone for a bit more aggression in the straight line. Perez with a moment nearly into the back of his teammate of Nico Hülkenberg, hard on that gas pedal, trying to take the position. Thank you very much. So in the opening lap, we have gotten up into the top 10, P9 to be exact here, so a solid opening lap. Now through the double left-hander here on this second lap. I've been, of course, as usual, I read all the comments every video, no matter what video it is. And I've been seeing that overcutting seems to be kind of the way to go with F1 2014 in terms of strategy. Even if you're on the same, set of tires, I guess overcuts are just kind of an opportunity to really make some headway, of course, later in the Grand Prix in this game compared to some of the other games. So I'm definitely looking at maybe trying that here today. Our pit window is currently lap 6, so I'm thinking just even one extra lap might make a heck of a difference here. Up ahead, look at this, we got a move happening now. I am really coming into this corner deep, but that's Felipe Massa wide. It's really hard to get the car in this game specifically to rotate in that corner, but we are able to get through on Massa, and now we can kind of set our sights on Hülkenberg here, as DRS will be enabled. Hamilton currently out in front. End of lap 3, and we've run down Hulkenberg here. 11 laps to go, and we pulled away from Massa. I mean, we're making headway, but yeah, the headway isn't certainly going as quick as I would maybe like it to go. However, I mean, if you look at the track map there, I mean, we are right here in the battle, in the thick of it, for second place. We're not far off of that. Hamilton right now driving away, but second place is not far away at all. We are certainly within the battle, and maybe just for our first podium of our F1 2014 career mode today, if we can just kind of step on it a little bit. That's the corner I'm struggling with the most for grip. We're getting into that point now where the car's starting to lose a little bit of grip, so I'm just trying to keep mind of that and just try to correct my throttle input simply, just like we did in Bahrain. That really paid off, of course, for us in that episode. We're going to have an opportunity to get Hulkenberg right here. I'm even going to put the fuel into Rich just to try to get a little bit extra speed on the run down towards turn 1. Not going to quite work out the way I was hoping. I'm going to try to get aggressive here. Maybe go for an unexpected move right here up the inside. Oh, he's really going to back out of that now. He just lets us have it. He practically just rolled over and said, go right on through. Wasn't expecting that there. Was hoping for a little bit of a fight back, a bit of a tussle right there, but absolutely nothing. So we've gotten up now into P7. Hamilton continues to drive away. Whoever's in second, which it is a Ferrari, not sure. Oh, it's definitely Alonso, because there's Raikkonen right there. So Hamilton and Alonso driving away here in the closing in on halfway stage of this Grand Prix. I was not expecting to do that. Oh my goodness, up the inside of Magnussen. He slowed down significantly earlier than I expected. I didn't brake any different than I had been braking all Grand Prix for that corner. So he just really kind of stomped on that brake pedal. We go through into P6. Raikkonen's up next, and then I believe we got the Red Bull duo here of Ricciardo and Vettel to go after. Now our pit window opens this lap, but I really like the concept maybe of going for that overcut. I'm thinking maybe just one extra lap going here. So instead of lap 6, we'll come in at the end of lap 7. However, Hamilton's probably going to pit then. So do I maybe go to the end of lap 8? I think that might actually be the option here. All right, I see Alonso's pitting. Hey, a bunch of cars are pitting right here, so this is going to spice things up. So we're going to stay out instead, get some DRS from Kimi Raikkonen. Could we actually make a lunge at him in turn number 1? I'm not even fully focused on overtaking him right now. I'm more focusing on just maximizing the pace here to get to this overcut attempt. We're going to get right to the back of Raikkonen, not quite there for a move. Vettel is in the pits as well. As you see, Ricciardo stayed out there. So Hamilton, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, myself, Magnussen, all still out on the track here as we continue to slip and slide around. All right, I'm assuming Hamilton's into the pits. I hope he's into the pits. Yes, he is. Hamilton's boxing. Everybody's boxing now, so we're going to stay out one more lap. I hope we don't regret this. It's going to be interesting here because we're going to come into the box at the end of lap 8. We'll come in, throw on the new the white stripes and see you know, what we're going to be able to do basically over the course of a 6-lap run here. So we put 8 on these, 6 on the next set, and just hope that we're going to have an opportunity to capitalize on it with the overcut strategy, and just hoping to have enough pace. Hamilton's already coming through those first few corners, so I've written off, you know, having a chance to run down our teammate and beat him today, but it's certainly looking like it could be a pretty good day again here for Mercedes. Here we come into the pit lane. So Hamilton's gained about a second over the course of the last lap. Not as much as I expected, thank goodness. So we'll enter the pits. A very solid pit entry right there. So that's as well going to be beneficial here. It's really easy to screw up a pit entry when it's set up like that here in Shanghai. We're going to come into our pit box. So we're going to take off these yellow stripes, get those white stripes on. Hamilton crossing past us now. So he is long gone. Hamilton's in a league of his own. A 3.7 second pit stop. Here comes second of Alonso there. Third place as well. That's going to belong to Sebastian Vettel, and we've already made gains out of this. Even by pitting those laps later, we come out in front of Daniel Ricciardo, which puts us in P4. And on top of that, we've got a few lap fresher tires than all 3 drivers in front of us of Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, and including our teammates of Lewis Hamilton. The question now is, can we actually make the difference? I don't think we can get to Hamilton. However, Vettel is 2.6 seconds up the road. That's not too much, and Alonso is not much further up the road from Sebastian Vettel. Let's see if we can focus in, put in the time, and find some pace in this Mercedes. I'm putting fuel into Rich now. I got a mirror full of Ricciardo. We have lost 0.3 to Vettel, but hopefully after this first lap of warming up everything, we can kind of, get into a bit of a rhythm here and focus in on closing this gap now. So 2.9 seconds the gap at the line. Let's see what we can do in this first sector to Vettel, or is it just going to be a lost cause? Do I not quite have enough in this car to go run him down? That's the fear right now. Still 2.9 at the end of the first sector, so not what I want to see. Now 2.1, that's 0.8 of a second we gained right there, so I picked up the aggression a little bit there over the course of the last lap after that first sector, seeing that I just really didn't gain anything. So I'm just trying to be a little bit more aggressive here, push a little bit harder, even if that means slipping around these rears a little bit more, getting a little bit harder on the brakes, pushing that brake zone in. It's maybe worth the risk here now as we continue to focus in on that Red Bull. I would say with the amount of laps that we have left, Alonso's out of the focus now. Really, let's just try and aim at getting our first podium here in F1 2014. And unfortunately, I have to, take my favorite driver off the podium to do that. 1.6 seconds, 3 laps to go. We got +1 extra laps to feel here, so that's going to be something we're going to have to pay attention to in these closing moments. I don't think I'm going to have the luxury of running rich right to the end, but really the goal is kind of run rich and allow myself to get within DRS of Seb. If we can do that, I won't have a problem with putting the fuel back down to standard here. We are not far behind Seb here, coming to 2 laps to go. Are we within the 1 second here? Let's find out. I don't think we are. I think we're just outside of it. Like, it feels like a 1.2 kind of deal. It is 1.2 seconds. How about that? I mean, put me in the commentary box or in some, analytical department within Formula One, because they need me now more than ever as we continue to try and close this gap in on Vettel. We got to be within that DRS by the end of this lap, obviously, or that podium. It's going to have to wait another episode, but I don't want to wait another episode. 1.0 seconds at the end of Sector 2. It is so close. I don't know if we got DRS or not there at the detection point. Oh, it was close. If not, it's not the end of the world. We just got to focus in on this next hairpin and trying to get close. But let's see if we actually got DRS or not. I don't think we did. I was slipping and sliding around, but we got it. Okay, we'll take that. So we'll close in quite a bit right here. Feel still +1 coming to the white flag, and look at the gap closing in to Sebastian Vettel here, playing it nice and cautious, making sure I don't outbrake myself into the hairpin, and I still nearly do. But we are definitely within striking distance. See, we just got to maintain on this front straightaway and really just set him up for that long back straightaway one more time here in China. Shanghai, the final lap underway. Hamilton, absolute dominance here, right to the back of Sebastian Vettel here already, and I'm going to take my time with him. I'm not going to force the issue too much. We know the podium is quite literally on our front bumper. There goes the fuel light, so it still says +1. So I'm going to continue in rich. Honestly, we could put it to standard at least for the first part of this lap. Let's do that, and then that way we know we have, everything we need on that long straightaway. I don't like the gap that Vettel's got here. I'm going to go back to rich now, and here we go. This is the final push to try and pass this Red Bull. I think we're close enough to pull this off, really, without too much issue, but you never know, as that's certainly not going to help us there. It's moments like that I'm really struggling for grip. Oh no, Vettel, his light's blinking. Let's see what we can do as we head down the straightaway. Can already see visually we're gaining. It's going to be right down to that hairpin now. A huge gain on the Red Bull. Here we go, looking for a move up the inside into the hairpin. Break a little bit before that 100 now. Side by side, wheel to wheel. Give Sebastian the room that he is entitled to. It's wheel to wheel on the exit, but we've gotten him. Hamilton, our teammate, wins in China. We are, for the first time in the F1 2014 career mode, going to round the final turn. It's a podium here in China. We will absolutely take that. Finally, another milestone. All that's left now is we got to find a way to start winning races, but we are getting there. We are continuing to improve at F1 2014. Here's a look at the finishing order there. Hamilton, Alonso, myself, Vettel, Ricciardo, the top 5. The point leader, Raikkonen, down in P6. We take a look at the rest of the finishing order. No DNFs. We got a mix of Caterham and Marussia at the bottom there with Kamui Kobayashi, Jules Bianchi, Marcus Ericsson, and Max Chilton as well. We take a look at the standings, however. Raikkonen maintains the championship lead by 5 points over his teammate of Alonso. Hamilton closes in to within 17 points, while we close in as well, but we are ways back there because of the struggles at the start of the season there in just the first 2 rounds, and you see the damage it's done, 42 points back. In the constructors, we find ourselves tied with Red Bull for second 87 points apiece, but 54 points trailing Ferrari there at 141. That's going to wrap it up for us here in round 4 of the F1 2014 career mode here from Shanghai for the Chinese Grand Prix. Our first podium. Let's continue this momentum and go get ourselves a victory if we want to keep this ride with Mercedes. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.